Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, podcast by friends for friends. I'm here with Ryan
Hello.
and Margot.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty solid. We've been talking Superman and communism. And it's been good.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
a show on HBO Max called Superman the Red Sun, and you should not watch it.
This is an anti-recommendation.
Whatever you think the story might be is probably better than what it is.
Ooh, I like that idea of like, instead of watching this thing, read the description and just sit for an hour thinking of what could possibly happen, and you had a more entertaining time.
I would say sit for like a minute and a half. And like whatever you come up with, you're like, wow, that was probably great.
Oh
I
my
hope that's
God.
what it is. And then just
just
click out
never
of it.
pursue that thought. Okay.
Yep.
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, speaking of shows that are on the internet right now, can we just talk about Jury Duty?
What is Jury Duty? Like the actual thing, or is it a
So,
show?
it's a show and it's crazy. I think it can only exist for one season because of the nature of what it is. But basically, the production company put out like an ad on Craigslist that was like, hey, do you want to be part of a documentary about the jury selection process and like how it all works to kind of like show people about what it is to be a jury member? And this guy signs up, he gets on, he's with all these other people, he gets selected. Somehow, an actor is there that I'm forgetting the name of, but he plays the prince in Enchanted. And you're just gonna have to know that because I don't know his name. But um, it's this like whole crazy thing. Everyone's like a little weird, little quirky. But the twist of the show is that absolutely every single person on the show is an actor except for this guy, who like, um, was just signing up for like a Craigslist ad to make a little money. And he thought he was actually going through jury duty and like actually, befriending these people. They literally Truman showed him. Like it's like literally his whole life was a reality TV show and he didn't know it. And it's fascinating. Yeah. Been seeing it all over. I don't know. I want to talk about it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've not heard
I
of it.
saw about it on TikTok. There's like
Okay.
a scene about one of the jurors trying to talk about how to get out of jury duty in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. I don't know where you're it's not on a streaming service I've ever heard of.
I think I watched like one of those things where it was like, this is basically the whole show. But I thought it was on Amazon.
It says it's on Freevee.
Oh,
I do not know what that is.
that's so sad.
This came out in 2007?
No, it's 2023.
Yeah, it's like a current show.
Amazon Prime, I forget how god awful Amazon Prime is every single time I go to watch
Oh,
something
it's
on there.
bad. It's tough.
Why did you just incorporate it into your existing storefront? Why? The worst way to run it. It's so bad.
No, yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But is it ethical? What do you guys think?
No, but who cares?
Okay, interesting.
It looks like it's all done.
It is, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
It seems maybe a bit unethical to film a person without their consent in a situation that's completely fabricated and you're the only person not in on the joke. But
Well, yeah, like
at the
that's
same time, I don't care when they can do it.
Yeah. I mean, like he consented to being filmed. He just thought it was like a legitimate documentary.
Well, yeah.
And
So
like
I think this is actually the second season, but they just took a 16-year gap.
Oh,
I
okay.
get,
I
or
didn't
it's
know
heavily
that.
inspired by the show called Jury Duty, in which celebrities
Okay.
act as jury members
Oh, interesting. Okay.
with a similar premise.
Yeah. Um, no, I think it's fascinating. It's, like, also really sweet because there's one guy who was put in there, and I watched so many interviews with this actor, and it's so cute. Like, he was put in there and given all of these recommendations for just how to be the most annoying person possible, like how to really just piss off the main guy. Like, here's exactly how you get under his skin, like here's how you like really fuck things up for him. But instead the main guy, he like literally just kind of adopted him and he was like, this guy's a little weird, but he's like it's okay to be a little weird, and so wholesome. He, like, shows him a bug's life, and, like, they just, like, become best friends.
Alright.
It's really cute. Um, yeah, 10 out of 10, um, on that. I don't think it's ethical, but yeah, I guess I don't totally care. I don't know. I don't think it was, like I think the part that upsets me is, like, these people were playing characters. If they were just being themselves, right, I think it's less
Of, like, the
hard
forming a relationship with someone
who ends up being nothing like
who
them. Like, he just got catfished by a community. Like
yeah, I mean, although with real jury, like, you're never gonna see these people ever again.
Right.
You might not even know their names.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah. They, like, do this thing where someone, like, I think essentially tweets out information so they all get sequestered. And so they're all, like, in a few hotel rooms next to each other, just, like, hanging out. Um, and it's just, like yeah, forming a huge bond with, like, all of these people, but then it's yeah, I don't know, it's all fake, and that's sad. Like, I think it makes me really, like, amused, but then really sad if I think about it.
yeah. I don't know,
Um,
I guess I don't know how much is like, how much you have to be on as an actor in this
yeah,
situation. I don't know how much is filmed, I guess. But I would
sure.
think the more you are being filmed and have to be acting, the probably more like yourself you're gonna be, just because it's
Mhm.
easier. And I mean, like you said, the guy was trying to be annoying. Like, there's probably things that they're given like prompts to
Yeah,
do, but I would imagine it's probably not too dissimilar from just who they are as people.
right. That's interesting. That's a good point, like, they can't fake it for that long. Um, yeah.
At least not without falling back on just the
Some
stuff you know,
reality.
which is
Right.
you. Oh,
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting though. Beware of Craigslist ads, I guess, is the main takeaway. That was his first
I don't
mistake.
know.
He got Truman Showed because of a Craigslist ad.
That seems fun. I would be down.
Fair. All right. Second, the If I Were a Fish TikTok song.
Yeah,
Yeah, banger. I
it's
just wanted
good.
to mention it because it comes out like now, like 20 minutes from now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
well,
and
we'll
it's
be
like,
out
wow.
now when you're listening.
Yeah, so go listen to that.
It's
And
cute.
let us know how much of a banger it is. Yeah, it's adorable. It's a very little happy, wholesome song. Bowling for Soup also like duetted it, which I thought was really fun. Um, but I think like something I wanted to talk about with it is how quickly there's been like a turnaround with music lately. Because this happened with Ghost of Chicago too. I don't know if you guys know that song. Um,
Mm, I feel like I just saw it on TikTok like today,
oh
maybe.
wow, okay. So it got like really big. It was just this guy like messing around on his piano. And then people were like, I'm in love with this. please make it a thing, and everyone started adding on to it. There was like a girl who added like trumpet to it. People added drums. You know how it works.
Yes, I think that's the one I saw today. Just people add because
Yeah.
the same with the Fish
Hmm.
song. I don't see the originals. I'll see them
Right.
with people adding their own
Yeah.
instrumental bits to it way down the line.
Exactly. And it's like really cute and adorable to see like people come together in that way. And the Ghost of Chicago guy did a really cool thing where in order to record it, he did even send out messages to the people he liked best who had duetted it. And he was basically saying, hey, can you record the portion that you did so I can put it into the like final mastered song, which I
Mhm.
love.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
but he, you know, got it out in about a month, and, like, the Fish song is coming out in about, I think, a total of 3 weeks since it, like, started going or getting popular on the app, maybe even less, for the Fish one, but I just think it's really interesting, like, how quickly music is being, like, pushed at this point, because I feel like, in general, it's a very much drawn out process where they're like, "Hey, like, I'm writing this song, here's a little bit of it," and then a few months go by before it can actually get produced. Um, yeah.
I have two thoughts on that.
Okay,
So
I wanna hear
first,
them.
I think, and I'm not saying that this happened for these two songs,
Okay.
but I think some professional songs do this where they release a segment of the song to
Mm,
build hype for it, and
right.
then it comes out in like a month or two. There was that Hosier song,
Oh, yeah.
Eat Your Young, I believe, that
Yeah.
went viral on TikTok. But it
Mhm.
was just like the beginning portion that was out, but then
Right.
the real song came out like a month later.
Yeah.
So I think some record labels do that on purpose, and
Right.
I think that these are amateurs, and I don't think that this is some
Yeah.
nefarious plot. I think they just came up with a little ditty and
And they did
sang
it
it,
so
and it got
fast,
bigger than they
yeah.
thought. But and then on the flip side, the song "Numb Little Bug,"
Yeah.
if you've heard of that, it's
Uh-huh.
been kind of everywhere. I saw the very original video when she wrote it,
Yeah.
and it was like a year or more before
Right.
it became released. And then there's other ones, like, not too long ago, I went back to, like, the very first few, TikToks that I liked, and
Mhm.
there's stuff like that of songs where I'm like, "Wow, that's really good," and then nothing ever happened to it.
Right.
Like, these they didn't go as viral as these, but they still got very popular,
Yeah.
and I don't
Nothing
know,
happened.
just nothing ever came of it.
Well, so that second one is very similar to, I don't know if you guys know King Mala, but
Mhm.
she's really good. I love her. With her newest single, Dirty Dishes, it was like months and months and months from like the first time she was like, I wrote this little ditty. She was just like singing it a little, like not with instruments or anything. Um, but yeah, months went by before it like released, and it just did recently. I think maybe a week or two ago.
Oh, yes, I
Um,
just checked. King Mala actually really annoyed me because she did that with a different song, once I
yeah.
just checked Cult Leader, where she's
Yes,
like,
love
"I
that
came up
song.
with this and it's
Uh-huh.
amazing." And I was like, "That is pretty good." And
Yeah.
then she kept promoting it for
Yeah.
so consistently and constantly without it ever coming out. And I'm like, "Well, now I'm just annoyed, and I don't wanna hear this
Exactly.
anymore if it's not gonna be a real thing."
Exactly.
And
And
it
like
was, like, many, many months before it eventually got released, but she constantly kept using the song all the time
same
with,
with
like, identical videos.
right, yeah. It was just like her
It's
like
like, "This is
lip
too
syncing
much."
essentially.
Yeah.
Same with Peter What's His Face with Digital Silence, which also got really big recently and I think released on literally the same day that Dirty Dishes did. Um
I'm not
and
familiar with that one.
a really good total banger, absolute protest song, which is very fun, very angry.
Peter Edwards?
No, Peter M something. I'll find it. Oh, why am I bad at people's names?
Peter
McPoland.
McPoland?
Yeah, Peter McPoland.
Okay.
Um, Digital Silence, highly recommend it as a song in general. But yeah, he was promoting it for so long, and it was just the same exact portion of the song for so long. And it's like, yeah, banger, buddy. But like, come on.
Get a move on.
Yeah. And like, so I guess I'm excited about people putting these songs out quicker, but it is just so interesting the difference. And I'm sure, like you were mentioning, there's something at play with production, like
Yeah, like I think
companies.
King Mala is on a record label,
Yeah,
I want to say.
I would believe
So
it.
there could be part of like, hey, you have to be promoting this until it's
Mhm.
actually gone through whatever process they do to
Right.
do it.
Yeah. That's interesting though. I don't know. Um,
I think Numb Little Bug was the perfect way to do it. It
a
was a little
year?
bitty. Well, it was a long time, but it wasn't like incessantly promoted.
Sure.
Just get like little updates, and then it
Yeah,
was like, and now it's here. It's gonna be in like 2 weeks, and now I'll start promoting it
fair. I do like
once it's
that.
like a complete version and
Yeah.
a actual release date and everything.
And I will say with
And
like
now I
the
can't stop hearing it because it's
so
always
good.
on radio stations.
Yeah. I will say like the Ghost of Chicago thing and the Fish song, it is nice because every time I see someone using those sounds, it's usually someone adding an extra element.
Hmm.
And so it's a little different every time, which makes it not so like, "Oh my god, I'm so tired of
Yeah,
hearing this same thing." Yeah.
that's
Um,
always enjoyable. I mean, the from like earlier TikTok with like the
mhm.
Wellerman sea shanty, they've been doing that.
Yeah. Mhm.
I always enjoy
Yeah.
the
Apparently
kind
it's
of
been like
collaboration.
a big thing on the internet in general. Like apparently Reddit used to do that a lot too.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is interesting. Yeah. All right.
Does this mean that you are a TikTok user now, or are you slumming it and seeing these videos on like Instagram Reels?
No, I'm seeing them on TikTok, and I will say
Okay.
I love using TikTok as like a music finding thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, like that's been really nice, and I think that's been the first consistent like, oh, I enjoy this side of TikTok of just finding new songs. It's really good. I found like a lot of new artists, and um it's good. It's nice. The Ghost of Chicago guy and the Fish People are some of the newer ones. I knew about King Mala because of Cole Leader, um, but I didn't know she was annoying with that one too. I only knew she was annoying with Dirty Dishes.
It was like a different song of her, and now I don't even remember. Of like, wow, it's
Yeah.
pretty good, and that's why I liked it. And then I just got so many of her videos, and
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, you're really doing this to death. You can move on, maybe.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
man.
felt like the Witches song, "Women in Total Control of Themselves,"
Yeah.
um, was a little similar. Not as bad, but
Interesting.
it was like song. And now we're like recording song. And it's like,
Song.
and we keep going and keep doing it
Yeah.
and keep doing it. It not nearly as bad as King Milo's Colder, but it was the same of like, we're just gonna keep talking about this and then it's gonna come out eventually.
Someone I really like the way she does it, Emmy, it's EMEI, I think. She's got songs like, Scatterbrain, Ferris Bueller, That Girl, End of an Era. I feel like she's fairly popular.
I've not heard of her.
Fair enough. Bangers though, absolute bangers. But the way that she does it is she'll relate it to like a new scenario each time. And so like it's a little different every time you see one of her videos, even if she's promoting like the same song. And I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, keeps
better.
it interesting. Alrighty. What is the best and what is the worst board game? We all know my
Mm.
answer for worst.
You cannot say that Catan is the worst board game.
No, I actually have a better answer for worst board game. But I will say I don't enjoy Catan, strictly due to oversaturation of like I helped run a board game shop and that was like a go-to for game nights where it was like run like 5 like games of this every weekend kind of thing. And that gets to be a bit much.
Sure.
I think worst board game is a game I got called Worst Case Scenario.
Oh.
It's very bad, because
Sounds very negative.
the way you play it is it's like one person like draws random cards. It's almost like apples to apples, where it's 5
Okay.
scenarios, and then everyone else has to rank them anonymously, and then the
Oh.
person that drew the cards also has to rank them. and you get
Yeah.
points based on how similar the ranking is.
Oh,
And then
okay.
you tally them up on a piece of paper because
Yeah.
that's everyone's favorite part of board games,
The
writing things
math.
down and
Yeah.
counting. And
It's always
that's
a
all the
bummer at the
game
end of Ticket to
is.
Ride. But
At least Ticket to Ride is at the end. That's every single round. We tried playing that once, and then we're like, "This isn't fun. Let's stop playing
true.
this." But I got it like
And
in a buy two, like get one free sort of thing.
mm,
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, it's not too bad. The box looked cool."
Fair. Um Yeah. No, the worst one is Star Wars Destiny. They released it in like 2017, 2018 as a like get hype, Last Jedi is coming out soon kind of board game. They released it on May the 4th, and I was still working in the board game shop. And so we got copies and copies and copies of this thing in advance because they were like, guys, it's gonna be huge. Everyone's gonna want this game. And I was getting hype. I was like, man, like they're really pushing this. And so we got them in shipment May 4th on the clock. And I like have the friends that I worked with, and I was like, let's go to the like back room and like play this right now. Like I'm so excited to see how this game works. And it like it was just garbage. Like it was just like the play didn't make any sense. The like actual cards and little tokens were so poorly made. It was just like a bad game overall. And like I think the only game I've ever played once and been like, I don't think I'll ever play that again. Like not even like a there must be a learning curve sort of feeling. It was like, no, I fully understood those rules and they were just bad. And everyone was just kind of like, yeah, I guess we like shouldn't sell this. But we already had all these copies.
it's
So they
actually pretty
just
highly rated online.
it shouldn't be. I was like 5 of us just incredibly disappointed. I wonder if they've changed it. Hang on, I gotta
Yeah,
look at this.
maybe it's like with expansions or rule
Yeah,
changes or something.
because I
Who
would
knows?
be shocked.
But I just went to Board Game Geek. It's
Yeah,
7.5 out of 10.
that's
And
absolutely
then
wild. Oh, okay, it does have expansions now. Um, Interesting.
it was canceled
As it should have been.
in
Cancel
January of
Star Wars
2020.
Destiny.
I don't think I have a
Uh,
worst board game. There are board games that I've played and not enjoyed as much, but I think they
okay.
are more due to like the circumstances in which I played them. Like
Happens.
there's this game Everdell, which is very cute and adorable, where you're like little animals and you're building a community.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever really understood what was happening. And then my girlfriend's friend just utterly massacred us, and it was like you like add up point totals at the end, and it was like 30, 32. I was 35. I was like, oh, I did pretty good. And then he's like 75. I was like,
Oh
okay.
no.
But I don't know if that I don't know if that was like I just didn't understand it because the first time I was playing it, and then I just got murdered.
Sure. Like
I don't
bad
think it's a
taste,
bad
yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I also don't know if I could say best game. I guess Zombicide is probably one of my favorite games.
Love
Zombicide's
Zombicide.
class.
That's such a good game. Yeah. Very fair. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Until The Last of Us, any zombie media, I was just kind of like, not for me. Like zombie video games, ugh. Zombie shows, blech. Zombie comic books, blech. I was always just like, it's not like an interesting, monster to me. But zombie board games go hard. Like every time they're a banger. I've not played a bad zombie board game yet. Like I think top 3 are Zombicide, Dead of Winter, and Student Bodies. But good times. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Dead of Winter also has no expansion. It's not like new, but it's like relatively new to the world. Where basically if you have more people, you can play as two like competing colonies in the dead of winter, and it
Hmm.
is fun.
A real challenge
Um,
to get enough people for that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
That is like
the hardest part
something.
about board games is like Zombicide.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to have 6 people.
hmm
And you could have people double up on characters, but
It's less
eh.
fun that way.
Yeah.
But it's like almost impossible to get 6 people together. And then some of the games like you've talked about, like an 8-person
Captain Sonar.
Battleship-esque game, like
Yeah.
you're never getting 8 people. It's never happening.
I had such an unfortunate experience, and this is a lie because I really actually loved it. But I got into board games um, with like the same friend group that we all opened up the board game shop, right? And it was wonderful. And then like we all worked there, and so it was really easy to just be like, let's all play board games because we're all interested in these. And there was like, yeah, I would say like 8 to 10 of us. And so it was really easy to play any game we ever wanted. Like it wasn't hard to find the people. We were like literally everyone get over here, team meeting to play a board game. And then I went to college and I was like, oh, it's actually like really hard to even find like 4 people who want to play at the same time. Like it's difficult.
That's why I loved Catan so much, and we played it so much in undergrad
Sure.
because you only need 3 people.
Yeah.
And that's super easy to find
Yeah.
2 additional people to play. Always be able to do that.
But like you also only need 3 people for like Seven Wonders, which I think is a better resource game.
Doesn't have the name recognition that Catan has.
Yeah.
It does not. And I will
And ease of
say
entry.
I will say that
I can explain the rules of
Catan
Catan in 30 seconds because I've done it.
fair. I would say that Catan did wonderful things, and may he rest in peace, the creator who just died recently. But they did great things. They did the whole walking so others could run, or run so others could walk. I always forget how that saying goes, but I just think they've done better with resource building games.
That might be true. I think
It's
Catan's
also
a good entry.
overpriced,
Yes,
Yeah.
all games are.
I feel I
but
don't know. I
Catan
think
in particular.
for as far as like best video game or best board games, I would
Mhm.
go with Ticket to Ride. It's not
Hell yeah.
necessarily my favorite, but I think
It's
that's
such
a
a
good
fun one
like
to play with people, though.
entry level.
Yeah.
Of, like this is
Yeah,
what board
it
games
is.
can be besides like
Absolutely.
your Monopoly or like Game of Life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's really easy to just like have on in the background kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
you can just like be vibing.
And you can do like Ryan and I played once. We watched Greatest Showman, I
Yep.
think.
Oh, adorable. I love it.
It was great.
It was
How
great.
do you explain Catan in like 3 seconds?
Wait, yeah,
to
give us your
people?
30-second pitch.
Okay, I don't know if I can
Deep
do
breath.
any more. There's
I'm
like
gonna
a
time
period
ya.
of time. Okay, well, hold on a second.
Because I always run the problem because I love Catan. It's so like once you start playing, it's like easy to understand it, but like sometimes there is that like barrier for entry where people are like, I don't
Yes.
understand. There's too many rules.
Yeah.
I
I
feel like if
have
you have the card of like,
Yes.
this is like, here are your resources. Here's the card of how to build things. Here the board is set up and you're on numbers. We roll dice, get resources, you make things. Move
Mhm.
on. We're good to go.
side
you can
note
trade.
that is listener, dear listener, it's not your cat, it's my cat. I'm sorry. He just yells sometimes.
No, it's your
Um,
cat. You didn't
Oh
think you had a
no.
cat? You have a
He's
cat.
You have
there.
a cat now.
Turn around.
That doesn't look like a cat to you? I promise you. It's a cat.
Ghost cat. Go on, Ryan. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What other good board games are there?
Ooh, he.
You had to choose one.
Dead of Winter is always like I think it is one of the most spectacularly made games. I think you can get so fully immersed into it. I think you can like if you get a really good group going. What I really like to do is I like to have 4 players and then I like to run the game. Because I think that's 4 or 5 players and I like to run the game. I think that's the best setup for people learning it. If everybody knows the game, everyone can play, but I do think it's one of those games that needs a game master if there's people who have questions. Because there are so many rules. But I think that it's like the art in it is beautiful. The like idea that you can either play it as like a we all just want to work together game or a I don't trust these people kind of game. It has all the rules for either way you'd want to play it. And that's great. I think it's fun. I think other great ones, honorable mentions, if you will, are Red Dragon Inn, because it's a cute little time.
I like Red Dragon.
I love it. I played it with my boyfriend's parents, and I had gotten the Pookie expansion. And I have the first box, which has Zot, who's the owner of Pookie. And I love it when someone plays Zot and someone plays Pookie, because it's just a good little vibe. I think it's one that you can also get really into role playing with.
Role playing and just into it. We played at a board game party.
Yeah.
We got 8 people to play at once.
Yeah.
And
Love
it
that.
was chaos.
Absolute hell. But in the best way
so much
possible.
fun.
Yeah.
No one has any money. Everyone
No.
is crazy drunk.
Everyone's like, I'm gonna beat up everyone. Like, don't look at me. Everyone turns completely into like feral little dogs, and it's amazing.
I got murdered we played 2 rounds. I got murdered first thing, both rounds. Or maybe I lost money.
They were like, we gotta take them out.
Truly, once you're at 8 people,
Yeah.
you do not have any money at all.
No.
And so because if you run out of money, you're out. So.
Yeah. I love it
But
though.
second game, I just got like 4 people in a row were like, we're gonna attack you. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's that.
Can't do anything.
I'll watch, spectator.
I think it's so nice though because it lasts just about the same length with 8 people.
Yeah.
And I think it's really impressive that they've created a game that can do that, because a lot of games, the more people you add, the longer it's going to take. But it really doesn't happen with that. Captain Sonar is the team battleship one, 10 out of 10. What are other honorable mentions?
I think Betrayal on the Hill, I think is the full name.
Yes.
Is my biggest like disappointment game. I love Betrayal so much, but somehow in execution, it's never that great. It's like you get to the end game haunt stage, and it's like this is either not possible to win, or it's too easy, and the person who's the betrayer can't do anything. Like it's not balanced, I guess.
I think Betrayal
concept, I love it, and I always want to play it. It just never goes well when it happens.
I feel mixed up because
like my family members hate it, and I'm like, I understand. But I promise you, it's going to be good one of these times.
Random chance demands it.
Because like Betrayal is definitely in my top 3. It's just that is one of those that has like a higher barrier for entry, where it's like the only way you can play it with new people is like explaining it as it goes on, because they're like, what? The other thing I don't like is because like after the haunt starts, like you got to like reevaluate and take a break for 10 minutes. And it's like, okay, this is a little bit annoying.
I will say 2 things, one for each of your points. Starting with Ryan, I actually love that. I love a little snack and water break in the middle of the game that's just built into the game, and I'm not putting everyone on pause. The game's putting everyone on pause, and I can just go get a little treat for myself to keep going. But 2, I think Betrayal really betrays people's personalities, in that if someone's a sore winner or loser, or if someone's like just kind of like not getting the right vibe, Betrayal really shows that. And so I think it is such a meticulously crafted thing where if you get a good group, it's a phenomenal game. It's so fun. It doesn't even matter that the end half is like completely unbalanced all the time. Like it's just so fun.
Badly.
I've had some good end halves. It's just the pacing of the game, especially like when you take that 10-minute break, the pacing just changes.
Yeah, it just dies for a second.
Especially with new people, becomes such a drag.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think like if you get a good group, it's a really fun game.
I think it's worth it. It's just a hard one where it's like you have to have people that know how to play board games.
I think
there's a lot to it that can like taint it. If like someone has a bad experience the first time they play Betrayal, that's what they're gonna think of. Like my
Worst case
family hates it.
scenario.
My
Yeah.
dad always says like, "Oh, it's the basement game," because we played it first. He fell into the basement, was stuck in the basement for the entire game. Because
Oh,
that can happen in
classic.
Betrayal. A
Yeah.
classic occurrence. But that
Yeah.
sucks for the person that happens
Totally.
to.
Because you're like, how do I
So
get
he's
out?
like,
Just give me stairs.
he just refers to it as the
Ugh.
basement game as an explanation of why he never wants to play it.
Yeah. But also like I've seen it happen, and it's always the worst when it happens. Someone who's introduced to the group becomes the betrayer, and you're like, I've never played this game before in my life, and now I'm expected to play it like alone, kinda.
I've
It's a
always
bummer.
done, if there's new people, they are never the betrayer.
Yeah,
It's
it's
always
kind of what
someone
you
who
have to do.
knows what's up.
Yeah, you're like,
It's just too much to put on someone who doesn't
absolutely.
know what's going
I've
on.
literally before been like, switch characters with me. Like, I'll do what you're supposed to do right
Oh, we
now, and
just
you do what I
switched
could have.
who it
Um,
decides the betrayer is.
Fair. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. It's a good one, but a controversial one.
Yeah.
My other board game recommendation is Whirling Witchcraft. It
haven't heard of
is
this.
a spectacular little potion making game where you have little spells that make it's like a resource management. You
Love it.
little spells, put resources in,
Yeah.
resources come out. Every resource you make, you give to the person next to you, and you try to give them too much resources than their little space can handle, and the overwhelm amount comes back to you as points, and it's just a blast. It's really quick moving.
Yeah.
Game like start to finish one round is like 15 minutes,
Classic.
and
Love
you
it.
can just endlessly play it.
That's so good.
We sat there and played it for like 5 hours.
Oh,
Just
I love
over and
that.
over and over and over again. And then you'll switch up because someone's handing you what they make, and then you hand someone else. So you'll switch up like table seating to be like
Yeah.
playing against other people, because really the only people that matter are the people on the right and left of you.
Okay. Yeah.
But highly recommend. And it's got little
top
cute
10.
potion cauldron things.
I love that.
It's adorable.
Okay, I have one more board game question,
Mhm.
and then if you guys are bored with the board game talk, we can move
Never.
on. Okay, cool. So, what do you guys think is the best secret identity game? Because it is quickly becoming one of the most popular board game formats. Because you've got Werewolf, you've got Avalon, you've got Batman Almost Got 'Em, you've got Secret Hitler, you've got Among Us, you've got The Resistance, which is also Avalon, but you know what I mean. They're different. You've got Chameleon, like.
It's so much that I actually don't like them anymore.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't think I was ever the biggest fan of that style of game.
Yeah.
But
it has one of my favorite
so
Adam
many
stories, which actually has nothing to do with Adam. But
how bad I am at lying, and I got called out for it and lost the game instantly.
We were all playing Werewolf in like a big old group, and one of our sweet friends, who is just like the sweetest person, like I adore her. She's just an angel. Like you can't be mad at her. Adam's being a sneaky little werewolf. I can't believe it. Like how dare he? And he's trying to like kill people, and she susses it out immediately, and she just looks at him, and he just smirks a little because that's his go-to move, is to just smirk and like be like me. And she just goes, Adam, you're lying. Oh my god, it was beautiful.
I do like, despite that happening, I do really like One Night Werewolf.
Yeah.
Because it's just one and done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like Secret Hitler, I think, because it
Drags
goes
on
a little bit longer, and pretty much every other game like that. It's like, how long can you really keep up the lie? But One Night Werewolf, one night.
Yeah.
You're over and done with.
Exactly.
It's so fast and easy.
I need to get the expansions for that.
They're fun.
After a while, like you can only play so many times. But that like is a good entry level one where it's like, okay, you've got the roles, and if you have like the phone app, it'll tell you what you're supposed to.
I have this friend, and he's now that he's in college, he's also gotten very into board games, which is so exciting for me because it means I have another little board game buddy. And the thing is he's sober, like very straight edge, but obviously in college at parties, that's not necessarily the most common thing. And so he's always the guy who reads out the rules for these games, especially for Avalon. And it was really funny because we played it in our group and he started going into his voice that he does like with the drunk people. We weren't drunk, but it's just like his natural way that he starts reading those rules. He's like, everybody close your eyes. Make sure your eyes are closed. Like, just repeating all the rules twice. And we just could not take it seriously. It was very goofy. What about like the like slight offshoot of secret identity ones that's like constantly changing identities, like Love Letter or like Coup?
I like Love Letter a lot.
Okay,
And
hell yeah.
is Coup's like BS on steroids, right?
Pretty much. Oh yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I think
yeah, I like Coup a lot as well.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
so
Love Letter is good.
Love Letter.
Yeah.
I think my favorite secret identity is Resistance. That's a
good
one.
Okay, yeah.
It takes a second, but like it's good.
It's so fun.
There's a lot of strategy with it, which I like.
Yeah. I think you'd like Avalon then, because Avalon is just like an expansion of the Resistance, but it's like set in King Arthur time. And they have a few more identity roles that really mess with people.
We played it a couple months ago and we played like 7 times, and of those times 6 of them I was like the traitor, and I was
no
I want to be a good guy.
Guys, I swear. I always say in those games, I want to be the villager. I want to be the person who knows nothing. I want to be the person who has no job, because I like to just like have fun with people and not be like, you know, mean or anything. Yeah. Oh man. Fair. Okay. What's the best sleeping position, and what do you judge when people do? What's the like worst?
I don't know if there's a best, but there is a worst, which is sleeping on your back. You're just a vampire sleeping in a coffin like a lunatic. And I know that's exactly what you do, Margo. So
yeah, I sure do.
I sleep on like my sides always. I can sometimes sleep on my back because like have you ever gotten like really badly sunburned? I've gotten like sunburn on my arms, and it's like, oh, I can't sleep on my side, so I'll just like sleep on my back. Fair. And that's been all right. I cannot sleep on my stomach at all.
No, I get acid reflux.
I sleep on my stomach.
Okay.
Dang.
I thought
I don't
we
know
were
how you do it. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought we were bad tummy buddies.
No, it's most comfortable. I don't know.
Dang.
Maybe actually, speaking of stomach stuff, because I had all that growing up, I think that was the ideal, because then you can sleep on a heating pad and you don't have to hold it there. It's just there.
See, but if you sleep on your back, then it just lays on top of you.
Yeah, but if I sleep on my back, like I said, a vampire in a coffin, and it feels fundamentally wrong to me.
Fair enough.
There have been times where I have fallen asleep on my back, and inevitably I'll wake up like an hour later.
Do you just like judge yourself?
Well, but also just feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel real sleep to me if I have fallen asleep on my back.
What's like a sleep hack that people told you at some point in your life that you just always think about? Like I had like one guy in high school who like swore by the fact that if you like paid attention to the position that you wake up in, if you go to that position to fall asleep in, you'll fall asleep quicker because that's the position your body wants to be in.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of
I don't think it's true at all. I toss and turn all the time
about sleep.
Yeah.
The one thing I know that is true, like for reflex, laying on like one of the sides is better because stomach is like lower.
Yeah, if you lay on your left side, like all of it goes to one side, but it doesn't go to the side that the tube is on, so you can't throw up in the middle of the night. It's also a pro tip for if you get a little drinky before you go to bed. Be careful with that.
Way to say that. I guess I might get a little sippy cup next to you.
Yeah. You have your little
Drinking
sippy.
water.
Yeah, a little water with some vodka in it.
Florence Pugh. Did you guys see that?
No, what
This was a
happened?
while
I was
ago.
making a Love Is Blind joke.
Oh, Florence Pugh did like some sort of like YouTube cooking show or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, this is my go-to drink," and it was a martini that was just vodka with a like peel of lemon in it, and that was it. And it's like that is just straight vodka. What are you
That
doing?
sounds horrid.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just like swallow a matchstick. Like that's just gonna burn your throat. Are you guys gullible?
I don't know. What's your ceiling say?
Yeah.
I think maybe sometimes.
Probably.
I sometimes I feel like I'm gullible, but then the situation will be like, well, there was no reason at all for me to not believe what this person said.
Sure.
So like I might have just instantly believed you.
That's
but
trusting, I think.
Yeah,
like-
I'm just trusting that you're gonna give me correct information.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's being gullible.
No.
So,
I'm definitely gullible, but I'm also self-conscious about it. So as soon as I saw some kid in like elementary school get the like ceiling joke, I was like, that'll never happen to me. Like
on the lookout.
yeah. But definitely like yeah, I've had people go like, "Oh, look over there," and it's like nothing, and it's definitely gotten me every time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing to be gullible, unless you're like susceptible to cults, but I think that's different.
Or scams.
Yeah. I'm
There's
real
this
Scams put
funny-
on by cults.
Ooh, the worst.
There's this funny TikToker who works at like a Verizon store or something, and she just posts like reenactments of customers she's had, and it's
Mhm.
just so many old people falling for scams.
Ah, that's heartbreaking.
I mean, it's heartbreaking, but they're also extremely entitled and rude about whatever their problem, whatever
then I
problem
don't
they're
feel
experiencing.
bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was one that's
Um.
like, "Where's the phone I ordered?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "I ordered a phone. It said it would be here." And then they
Yeah.
pulled up the extremely fake looking ad.
Yeah.
And then they just got really mad at the employee for not having the phone for them. It's like you got
That's where I don't feel
scammed.
bad for you
I don't
anymore.
see how you don't look at that
Yeah.
and think scam. Or people just
Ugh.
not understand how technology works at all.
So I
Right.
have a problem recently because I'm working on a project with like a group in India, and they got my phone number for some reason. And so like I'll get text messages that are like, "Hello, it is a lovely day." And I'll be like, "Is this a bot? Like is this spam?
Oh.
Or is this someone like on the project that's trying to like communicate
Sure.
with me?"
Oh no.
And so I've started responding to the bots, which maybe isn't great, but I'm like, I don't know if it's like if they just like a language barrier thing here, or they're just very polite, or if it is a bot. So,
Right. That's
Who's to
tough.
say?
mhm.
Ugh. Um. Fair.
I got a weird spam message the other day. It's like, I hear
What
Florida
was
is
it?
nice this time of year. I was like, yeah, I assume so. And then they respond. I was like, I don't care enough to keep responding.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. What's the first thing you do after getting home from a trip?
Unpack.
Okay.
Unpack.
You're gonna
Sounds
tell me
very
like
Go to
as
the
exciting.
bathroom,
soon as you get
probably.
home. Okay. Yeah. I'm a big like shower when I get home and then like
Shower.
yeah, I feel like travel makes me feel like icky
I mean,
and
travel
stinky.
makes me be like, "Ooh, I need to go to the bathroom." I probably just like
Yeah.
either got off
Well,
a plane or got out of a car.
I don't think I've ever taken a shower in my life without peeing first. I'll just go ahead and say
Okay,
it.
fair enough.
I'm a big
Shower?
what?
What, shower? Okay.
Yeah, like you gotta pee and then you shower. Like it's just a routine. But
Sure.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Uh no, but I definitely like after especially when I would drive to our school, which is about like 12, 13-hour drive. It's like all I want to do is shower. Like I've just been sitting in a car like for so long. Yeah, I just want to like wash that off of me. Me a little reset.
Only trip I take is if like I'm going to a water park, and I'll come shower.
That makes sense.
Or my grandparents have a boat, so if we
Sure.
go, boating,
Even
and then
like
we went tubing.
planes? Okay, I feel like planes are also icky. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a me thing. I know I'm like very aware of ickiness.
I'm sure
I don't
it's
think
a
this is
thing that
me.
other people do.
Yeah. Do you guys wear your
I just
outside clothes on your beds?
Yeah.
Do you mean like on or
Ugh.
in? On top?
Either.
Yeah, on
Both.
top.
On top. So here's
When
what
you
I
are
do.
in a dorm room or a studio/one-bedroom apartment, your bed is also just a couch.
Correct me if
So
I'm wrong, sir. Do you not have a couch behind you?
I have a futon. I mean, it's like a ant couch. It's not very fun for just hanging out on. It serves its purpose, I suppose.
Here's the thing. Clothes are not that dirty. Unless you've been like out in the mud or you got wet or anything, you can like rewear your clothes as long as you didn't like sweat that much. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not talking
I
about
would urge you
rewearing
to like
those.
switch clothes each day.
Yeah.
But still, like clothes like outside do not get that dirty. Like I'll take naps. I've been taking a lot of naps this year. I'll just like put on pajama pants and then just like leave whatever shirt I'm on because like I'm comfy. So
Okay. But like, see, yeah, I guess my argument is the same idea of like pajama pants, but just also with a shirt. Like just changing into like comfy clothes to like be in your bed, like comfy clean clothes to be in your bed.
I
Or
guess
bed
so. Like I wear a
clothes.
lot of jeans and I'm not gonna take a nap.
Yeah. I'm glad because only a psychopath would.
God, I knew a guy freshman year
We
who
all knew a
slept
guy.
in jeans.
And
Yeah,
what
really
were they
do all know a
doing?
guy.
What were they doing?
It
Everyone
was
knows this
one
guy.
of many red flags about this
Yeah.
person. But it's the one that stuck out the most to me. Like, this is
Fair.
insane person behavior.
Yeah.
What? And then they complained about insomnia, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe you did have that. But have you considered wearing
hey.
something more comfortable for sleep?
Yeah. Living, breathing person who's struggled with insomnia throughout her life. Jeans do not like prevent or cause or like anything with it. Jeans have no correlation, but also it's easier to sleep when you're comfy. And I cannot imagine jeans are comfy. I just don't buy it. Not even jeggings. Man. Wait, was there something else? What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, bed clothes. Like clean clothes to put in your bed.
I wear like the same pajamas for like
weeks. So, me too.
Okay.
That was gonna be my follow-up question. Do you change pajamas every single night? Because
not
otherwise,
every single night.
Well, then you're re-wearing the same clothes.
I'll change like maybe the shirt every
my
once in a
issue
while.
is
Like
not
the pants are
re-wearing
not
the
getting
same
that dirty.
clothes.
Yeah.
My issue is not like putting on your clothes again. My issue is wearing your outside clothes into your bed.
But like Ryan said, what are you doing during the day that's gonna get it dirty?
There's like pollen. I'm a sneezy little guy when it comes to pollen.
Still, we're talking like on top of the comforter or duvet or whatever, like not under the sheets, right?
Well, I think either is bad.
But on top of the comforter,
Uh-huh.
none of whatever dirt, pollen, whatever they're talking about is going to be in the area that you will be in when you're sleeping.
But like your head is above the sheets. You're breathing in all that icky.
This reminds me.
I'm not alone in this.
I had
people in the comments support me, please. I know you're out there.
I had a somewhat similar discussion the other day about like, do you take shoes off when you stand on a chair?
Why? Well, okay. My question is, why am I standing on a chair?
Let's say you need to like grab something. Stand on a chair in order to like get that extra like.
And I already had shoes on.
Well, I guess like I take my shoes off as soon as I get into my house.
Same.
Like a normal person.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big shoes off at the
in a
door.
scenario where I would be wearing shoes and on a chair, I'm probably in a public location that
Yeah.
the chair is not very
Clean
clean,
anyway. Yeah, fuck that
or I
chair.
don't care
Yeah.
Yeah.
about it. Unless my shoes are like horrifically dirty because it's muddy or something outside, it doesn't matter.
If it's my chair in my home, my shoes are not on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have like a macrame plant that like hangs down, and or to water, I have to stay on a chair. Someone
That's
told
so,
me, it's
so
like, why don't you
pretty.
take your shoes off? And I was like, because like it's not that dirty. It's a wooden chair, and like
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm wearing pants when I sit, like, and shoes I don't think get that dirty. Like, yeah, you're walking around and stuff, like, yeah, but like what if it was muddy? I was like, yeah, if I was stomping around the mud, I would probably take my shoes off and probably also like
Yeah.
not be wearing them right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's interesting. With a wooden chair, I think you have the added bonus of like that's easy to clean.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if it had like fabric on it, I would be like, "You're a monster. What are you doing?" That's like so hard to get out of there without those like little steamer machine thingies.
Mhm.
But it's like the same idea as like hardwood floor, or like linoleum tile, which is what a lot of like homes will have right as you walk in the door. Like that's really easy to clean, so it's okay if you walk in there with dirty shoes. Um, yeah, just a quick little mop, or even in the chair scenario, like a little Clorox wipe. That's not the end of the world. Um, mm, do you guys? This is now a quiz of like, could we ever live together in like a whole communal house? Do you guys put the tabs back on the bread bag, like to close it, to reseal it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Why would
I
you not? You want your bread to go bad?
I'm a
Stale?
big twist the bag and fold it under
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Do
but
all
like
of
put
that.
the tab on so more
I
air
don't
doesn't
put the
get.
tab on.
Why not?
Your
Bread's
I
gonna go
know.
bad.
No, I know.
Like, yes, I
I'm
know twisting it's gonna like get it, but air's still gonna
Reddit.
go
I
in.
know
The
I'm the
tab really.
asshole. Like I'm in the wrong in this situation. I get it. But that's just like something like as I've like progressed in my life and like now have a partner that I could see myself living with in the future. I saw him put the tab on one day and my anxious little head went, "Oh, girl, you don't do that very religiously. Like, what if that's like a problem? What if you like make someone mad when you don't put the tab back on the bread?"
Wait, now
So
I'm
why do you
confused as to
not
what you're
put it?
talking about.
Yeah.
What is this tab? So my bread, this little twisty like wire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that
I
too.
don't do that either. I don't do either. I
Why
will
would you?
The tab
like
one
I
is
will
really easy. It's like a square with like a little
yeah.
cutout.
Okay,
and you just
okay.
put
And
it
you
in.
That's
like
what.
slide it in.
Well, I guess what I do then is
Uh-huh.
both. I twist the
You have one with
bag,
both?
put the
Yes.
thing, and then I put it underneath.
That's what I
So
do.
all of the above.
Yeah.
I'm a big like not the twist tie, but I will like take the plastic bag and like spin the bread, twist
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bag
yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah.
so we do
just,
that.
Exactly.
and
Yes,
then
I
I
do that
fold
too.
that top
Yes,
under.
yes, I
I
do
just
that as
Okay.
well.
negate
And
the
then you're
like
just
putting something
missing the
on there.
tab.
You
Yeah,
just
I'm
and the
missing
also
the
air
put the
in
tab.
tab slash
Yeah, but I
wire
don't
thing.
do that part. I'm
So
clearly
Why
putting
not?
effort into closing it,
yes,
and I know that I'm in the wrong here.
but why are
I
you only going
know.
like 66% of the way when the last step
Yeah.
is just as easy
That's
as the other two?
passing. Like
No.
I just sailed through, you know. I didn't like I'm not like leaving it open, you know?
Because all of these ensure what Adam and I do ensures there's like
Mhm.
3 fail safes for air
Yeah.
not getting in.
Well, how quickly are you eating your bread?
Mine
Like
lasts like I
couple
always
pieces
get
a day.
bread that like lasts a while because
How long
I
is
eat
a
sandwiches like
week?
every other day.
Yeah.
Okay. See, like when we get like a loaf of bread, which we don't do too often for a few reasons, most of which though, like if we're gonna have a loaf of bread, I can just like make a loaf of bread and it's tasty and we like it and we can just have that in a box and that just stays. But the if we're buying a loaf of bread, we're probably gonna eat it within the week. And so like my twisting method works. It's not going bad in that time. Um Also, are you guys fridge bread people or counter bread
No.
people?
If I get it's on the counter unless I get, like, multiple things of bread for whatever
Oh,
reason, and I'll
interesting.
take the one that's not actively open, and I'll put it in the fridge.
Okay. I'm a big counter one. Like, I've, like, never thought to put my bread in the fridge.
It's only if I know I'm not gonna get to eating it for, like, a few weeks.
Okay, fair.
And you know what? I love farmers markets. They're
Love
great.
'em.
However,
Yeah.
never buy bread from a farmer's
No, it'll go so bad so quick.
I bought it. The next day it had mold on it. I was
I
like,
believe
what
it.
the heck?
Yeah.
Like, maybe this was a bad one. So I went back like a month later, got bread again. 2 days later, mold again. I was like, okay,
No.
not anymore. The processed stuff, good. It
Yeah, or
lasts.
make your own and put it in a box. Because if you make your own, like, you know how long it's been made. If it's at a farmer's market, they could have made it like the week before.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. It still looks good.
I am also bougie. I only love like sourdough bread.
My boyfriend has started making sourdough, and I cannot tell you how much bread I've had in the past 3 weeks because of it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, it is the superior bread. Like, it's what we're using for all of our, like, breakfast sandwiches now. 10 out of 10.
What I do is I make lunch 2 ways. One, I just take the 2 pieces of bread, I'm in the toaster, put some mayo. I put like 2 types of cheese.
Mhm.
I always rotate them. So I've got Colby Jack
Love
and
it.
it's circular Gouda.
Provolone? Oh, okay.
So Colby Jack, Gouda, and then turkey,
Uh-huh.
and then put it together. After the bread comes out of the toaster, it like melts the cheese.
Yeah.
Perfect. The other way, if I really want to get fancy with it, is butter 2 pieces of bread,
Mhm.
and then put all the things in the middle, and then on the outside put mayonnaise, and then put it like on the stovetop.
So good.
It's very good.
Oh, that's like the perfect way to toast bread on the stove. You don't taste the mayonnaise at all when you do that. Because I know a lot of people are like anti-mayonnaise, of
Yeah,
which
mayonnaise sucks.
I think they're fools
It's
when they
terrible.
say that.
It's so bad.
I think it
I
is
think-
one of the things that white people really did right, and we don't have many. You know,
I
It's so
would
bad.
recommend. I know you probably don't have any mayonnaise with you, and I wouldn't recommend you like go out just to try it for this. But if you're at home, I
Mhm.
would recommend you try it because like I didn't used to be a big mayonnaise person. I like it a lot more now. But like literally you can't taste it when it's on the outside. All like
You
comes
can't
off, but it
taste
makes
it.
it crispy, which is
Oh, it's so good. It's like it does it way better than butter. It doesn't like immediately brown or anything. 10 out of 10. You can get little tiny jars too. Like it doesn't need to be a whole big one to test it. But also mayonnaise is like the base for so many like sauces or like dips, like pimento cheese. That's mayonnaise. Like a lot of people don't realize it. Like mayonnaise is such like a supportive guy, you know? Like he just goes into a group and he just does his own thing, you know? But you don't really notice him that much. Like he's just there, like he's like a DJ, right? Where like he's like playing the songs, but you're not like, let's only look at this guy. You're like, oh, let's like enjoy these songs. Let's enjoy these flavors. But you don't really think, oh, him.
okay. I think there is also a point with mayonnaise. Like mayonnaise is a great addition to a sandwich, but when there's too much mayonnaise, oh no, that is bad.
Yeah.
My sandwich should not be drowning in mayonnaise.
I don't want to give that impression. No, I think it's just good as a condiment.
Yeah.
But don't like use it solely as a sauce. It's good in sauces.
Yeah.
Yeah, as like a thickener of sorts. Yeah, it's like flour. Doesn't taste great on its own.
There are
Make so
many
many
things
things
like
with
that,
it.
like eggs. Don't
It's
taste
like
great on
eggs.
its own.
I hate them on their own.
The shell's too crunchy for me.
I hate when I just bite into a raw egg. It's so crunchy, but then so gooey at the same time. All right. What rain on y'all's parades? I'll cut out something.
I would say a good thing. I'm like ready to be done. One of my classes, I was like, how much do I really need to try anymore? And I found out like if I didn't do any of the homework, I could get a 40% on the final and still pass with an A. And I was like, that's pretty doable because like if I didn't try, I could probably get
That's
like a
incredibly
70%.
doable. Yeah. You're
I was like,
fine.
maybe I'll just
You're
heck
covered.
on out
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
class. Show up to the final, turn in something, get an A and be done.
Yeah. That's good. That's the move. Yeah. I love the way that spring looks. I think flowers and blooming trees and everything like that is just gorgeous. I love it so much. But I am so incredibly allergic to pollen that it's a nightmare. You know those little like yellow uh, twig looking little guys that you see all over the ground? Um, Kind of, yeah, but they're like long sticks. Yeah, those.
I
I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
I know that whenever I see those on the ground, I'm like, oh, it's over for me. Like, because I think the moment I start seeing those is the moment I start getting real stuffy and sneezy. But byproduct of our lovely little coronavirus is masks actually help a good bit with allergies. I'll just go ahead and say it.
Makes sense.
So it's nice. Yeah, it's like still bad because I mean the pollen's still like getting in my eyes and stuff, but it's easier to like shower off of when I get back inside and then I'm like not coated in pollen and I can breathe again. And it's great. How about you, Adam?
Oh my god. I don't know. I won an award for civility and professionalism.
I don't know why you're saying it like that as if you aren't incredibly civil and professional.
I don't know. I just thought it was an odd one to get, I suppose. They had like an award ceremony that I did not attend, and then I got an award because I found out later. Well, it was Comic-Con weekend, so.
Okay. Yeah.
I was doing much more fun things.
Yeah.
But as a result of the award, I got $250.
Well, congratulations. So, yeah, that's exciting.
Not bad.
We'll take it. It's good. Yeah. All right, we'll play some board games with your friends. Be civil about it, though.
A spring rant real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You guys ever like smelled pear trees in the spring? They're the worst. I think it's like a Bradford pear tree. I was looking it up. And it turns white in the spring and it just smells awful. It smells like dead fish or like poop. It's just awful. But I guess they're like fine in the summer because it's just a green tree. I hate it so much. Like at grade school, like they had them all around, and so just like recess in the spring was the worst.
Yeah.
And now I just hate white trees because I bet they smell bad.
Wow. It's kind of racist towards trees. If you think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, but
yeah. Listen, I think they chose to smell bad, so
it was their choice.
None of the other trees smell bad, so.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's so interesting when like there's an incredibly pervasive smell from a tree because it's not what you would expect. You know, because I feel like a lot of them don't smell like much of anything unless you're right up next to it. But there's a good few of them that'll be stinky. A little cloud of stink.
Yeah.
Watch out for pear trees. Not just pears. Anyone named Bradford, red flag. Join us, at least 5 of you, so we can play Captain Sonar.
And to do so, contact us on social media. We have them.
We do.
And our website, which we also have.
Do. And they're there, you know. It'd be cool if people looked at them.
It would be cool. You'd be cool.
You'd be cool, specifically. All right, have a sunny Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.